Okay, welcome back to Minecraft. So I decided I wanted to start like refurbishing this world, and here's the little thing I've been working on. It's what you can call, well, it's basically a texture, and yeah, this is just a test piece, but this is basically the gradient, more or less, that I want to try going for. So we got some darker colors down at the bottom, and it goes gradually lighter up towards the top. So what I want to do is I want to use World Edit and create like a brush based on this, and then just start painting these walls. Because back when I built this, we didn't have all these newfangled types of rocks. It was basically just cobblestone. Well, it was more than just cobblestone, but so the only way to achieve any kind of texture was to have it like bits and pieces sticking out, such as these like pillars here, these details. And I'm gonna keep those, but I want to make these cobblestone parts here a little bit more exciting. So that's like my first task in refurbishing this. I want to use this gradient here and transfer it to all the city walls around the whole city, my little civilization. Oh, I'd completely forgotten about this. Is it gonna start raining like all the time? So, for some reason, yeah, World Edit and Optifine, for some reason, they don't work together, so I have to reload the game with the World Edit mod enabled instead of Optifine. So I gotta do that for working, and then just go back in using Optifine and this shader pack and see how it's gonna look. So let's do that. Okay, so we are back, and we are now using I just told it to stop raining, but the sound effect is still there. Anyway, so what I did was I had to relearn a lot of these World Edit commands, because it's been a long while and I've forgotten a lot of it. So I watched some tutorials on YouTube. So basically I selected this area, like first position, second position, and then I went brush, clipboard on this, and told it to mask cobblestone, which means it only affects cobblestone blocks, not anything else. Okay, I know what's going on here. Okay, so I gotta make a second, when I gonna want to paint in this direction, I need to make a second template. But for now, I can use this to basically paint walls that are going is this like, yeah, east to west. Let's call it east to west. So let's do that now. And then I'm gonna do it again and do the same for walls going north to south. This is just gonna make them look a little bit more interesting. So you see there, it's gonna become a little bit more like this, and then I will probably have to do like another mask again that is just the more lightly colored stones, and have the upper parts of the towers and the ramparts and whatnot painted in the same way. So yeah, let's do east to west walls first. And yeah, it's pretty quick and easy. Like so. And this is how it looks like without Optifine and the shaders, and it will probably look even a little bit better with that stuff enabled. And it's a masking cobblestone, so if I continue doing this, all the cobblestone will just gradually disappear each time I click. That's why I'm doing single clicks. So I just gotta fly around and do that on all the east to west facing walls. Then I gotta make the same recipe again and do it north to south. So I'm just gonna stop the recording here. It keeps starting to rain. Why do you want it to rain all the time, game? And I will see you again when I'm done. Okay, I'm not done yet, but I want to show you just the difference we can make to this kind of bland looking gatehouse out facing the harbor. So I'm gonna do like that, so we get all the darker colors on the bottom. And then I wanna like not click too far down because I don't want that many dark colors further up. And again, I wanna make like an even lighter mask and have for the like the upper parts of the wall. So the further up the wall I click, the more of that dark bottom stuff I get, and the further down I click, again, like so. And as I said, it's gonna look better with Optifine, so you get like the textures kind of flowing into each other. And now I'm just gonna keep working, and I will bring you back after, you know, in the miracle of time. But before that, I just want to show you this. I've already kind of done it here on this build, because this was one of the latest things I built, and after I discovered well, how this you know, the magic of these kind of gradients. But you still don't have all like the darkest types of rocks in this setup, because they were not in the game yet. And this is the area I cleared to build a huge new castle, and well, that's gonna be a future project. So yeah, I will see you in a bit. Yeah. Whatever. Template is ready. First position set. Second position set. copy. And then brush. Clipboard. And then mask 4, which is cobblestone. And there we go. There are other ways to do this also. You can make custom brushes which actually makes it even more random. Where you say that, hey, I want like 10% of this, 5% of that, 20% of this, and so forth. But then you have to vary, like you have to have one for the lower section, which you want mostly the dark stuff, and then another one for like the mid section where you have a mix, and then the lighter stuff up top. This way I can do it in one go. But the problem with this is that you end up with patterns that are a little bit repetitive. Like you got this shape here, and you have that shape here again. And if you want to go higher up, then, well, it only masks cobblestone. If I want to do this, you get these dark rocks that are on the bottom of the mask, but they only replace the cobblestones, not this light stuff here. So I'm just gonna go through with this all the way around on the north to south facing walls, and then make another brush again where I mix more of the lighter stuff and have for the upper parts of the wall. So it looks a little bit messy now, but hopefully it will look better once finished. Okay, I think I forgot about that wall. That's fine. I'm mostly going around the city walls now. I will try to have maybe a little bit different color again for the actual castle walls, not to mention like walls of buildings. And then it's just a matter of painting my way around. I can vary it a little bit based on where I click. So if I click down low, I mostly get the top parts of the brush, and if I click higher up, I get more of the bottom parts of the brush, if that makes sense. And again, like rolled stuff like this, it's great for like big huge stuff, so you don't wear yourself out placing single blocks for an eternity. But it's no replacement for like block by block detail building. So just gonna go through and do all of that stuff, and I will see you again. Oh, why did I have such a fetish for building walls? It never ends. Like, oh, I gotta go back and find my other mask to do this again, because I overlooked so much. Well, just gonna have to do it, I guess. Okay, so that should be most of the city walls done. And as you can see, I deliberately did not do these upper parts where there are like buildings, houses, or the main palaces and churches and stuff like that. And there are also houses and well, basically buildings that are not walls that I have not done yet, because I want to do another type of mask for those. For the walls, I basically just wanted that gradual dark to light gradient, because that's pretty much how they built walls in the medieval age. They called it the pith, the path, and the puff. Actually, I'm not making that up. Where you have like the darker types of stone, which were I think they were supposed to be like stronger at the bottom, and then you just gradually filled it in with lighter and less, not as strong stone as you got further up. It was a cost-saving measure, I guess. So that's basically what I've been trying to replicate here, but also making it look kind of random, because it wasn't like completely perfect the way it was done in real life either. So that's the thing that these masks and stuff you can use in World that is great for, because you get it more or less random. Well, this isn't random, this is a pre-designed pattern, but based on where I click, it's pretty close to random. You can actually randomize it too, which is what I intend to do for these upper parts of the wall and for buildings. So you will see that soon. Now let's exit the game and open it again with Optifine, so we can look at it with shaders and see if it looks nice. So we are back with Optifine, and I'm sure there's a way to run the game with both the World Edit mod and Optifine like simultaneously. But it doesn't really matter, because I prefer building without any of the added visual effects anyway. But yeah, this is how it looks. As you can see, it doesn't look as messy as it did without Optifine and the connected textures. Though I think yeah, I think I'm gonna drop the gravel blocks from my mask, because I don't quite like that effect. Okay, I guess the game has just decided it's gonna rain today. You see here the effect you get where you have a gravel block bordering other blocks with the connected textures. Doesn't really do it for this purpose, so I'm gonna have to fix that, I guess. But for now, let's just fly around and check out my walls. And I do like the effect. I think this was a success. See my test piece there? So for the rest of the buildings, I want a mask that has... let me go find my test piece again. That's more focused on the lighter colors. Because many of these buildings were built using a totally different texture pack called Ovo Rustic, which was not as dark as Conquest, which is the one I'm using now. So that whole palace and the castles and stuff ended up being a little bit darker than I wanted them to. So I'm gonna like have more of this. It's actually polished granite, although it doesn't look like it, and polished diorite, which are these light colors here, combined with regular stone, which is this, and cobblestone, and have that for all the upper parts of the wall. These I forget the name. These whatever matriculations. Thank you, Shadiversity. and yeah, have a little bit more of that towards the top and for the fancier buildings. And then once I'm done like fixing my old stuff, we're gonna start building new stuff. First of all, this palace here, it's gotta go. I'm deleting it. Don't worry, it's been saved, it's been preserved. I copied it and pasted it into a winter biome far up in the north. Well, I think that's north. So it won't be gone forever. I don't like delete, just completely like removing stuff I've worked on, but it doesn't fit the visual look I want for this city here, which is more like these houses, or buildings rather. And yeah, I'm gonna touch up on those too, but they don't really need that much work. I think they are fine the way they are. And I want to build more of this just basic residential housing with the facades out towards the street. I want to have a park, and I want to have like a big temple or church thing, but not like this, something else. It's gonna be in the same spot, but it will have a different style to it. Not completely sure what kind of style, but it's gonna be different to this. So that's gonna be my first project, finish this city here. And also I want to start building something diagonal, because that's something I haven't done much before. I've tried it a little bit, but I want to have something so it doesn't all go like north to south and east to west, but also in, yeah, diagonally, basically. And the neat thing with the newest version of Minecraft, or the newer versions of Minecraft, newer than what I had when I last built, is that you have all the different new types of blocks, so you can vary the colors of the roofs, vary the colors of the walls. It's raining again. Well, it's gonna just have to do. The fog is quite moody, so it works. And I want to build more ships, have more details in the harbor, and then eventually I want to start work on is this a snow biome? I want to start work on another castle over here. It's gonna be more like an old medieval kind of castle. Rather than the late medieval or Renaissance style I kind of had going with my other main castle. Surrounded by a more like not quite as rich part of town as this is gonna be, but more like old town type of buildings. More like older medieval style. Pretty much. So I can experiment with different styles, but have them a little bit separate so they don't clash, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's gonna be for later. This was the first episode of my little creative series. Let's revamp my old creative server, and this is gonna be like its own playlist. And I might make a second playlist if I want to do some survival videos. So just keep those separate. So goodbye and take care.